Overly Opinionated Podcast. Recipes of Fallen Kings, Queens, and in-betweens.
And free the guys.
And stop Cop City and try to be a good human. Remember to hit the like button if you fuck with this video. Hit subscribe if you haven't. And ring the notifications bell so you get notified when we drop new content. Shout out to the truth tellers today.
You caught me off guard. I thought you was about to say the troops.
Nah.
Yeah, shout out to them niggas who served, though. But
Yeah,
that's what I thought you was about to say.
Shout out to y'all too.
The truth tellers.
Yes, the truth tellers.
What made you say that?
I had an interesting situation here recently. I'm at work and we're talking about I don't want to say a delicate topic, but one that doesn't come up too often.
Uh-huh.
But it was a situation where everyone agrees you don't tell the 100% truth. There was someone fishing for a compliment.
Okay. All right.
And they're fishing for a compliment, it seems, because they're not what you would call classically attractive.
All right.
Okay?
Yeah.
Now, us as men don't outwardly say, like, you're beautiful or
Right.
you look great.
Facts.
And there are just ways to go about it.
Okay.
Now, it just so happens that one of the ways to go about it would be like, no, you're fine. I don't know what you're talking about. You're fine.
Yeah.
Would you say that that's like the way?
Yeah, that's like a nice passive way to do that.
Yeah. Somebody offered up that they have a nice personality. In my opinion, that translates directly to you're ugly. Right?
Yes.
Like the way that gracias, that means thank you.
Okay. Now, wait. Did the person themselves say they have a good personality?
What does that mean?
That changes it for me. That's not so much saying I'm ugly. But if someone else says, "Oh, you a cool dude though," like, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah.
We're basically the conversation seemed to be one where it was like, what am I supposed to say? And I think I was being asked advice here. Like, what am I supposed to say to this?
Okay.
And like, to me, you respond with you're fine. What are you talking about? Right?
Easily.
Yeah. Someone else offered advice saying like they have a great personality or you got great eyes. And I said at least the first one translates directly to you're ugly.
Yeah.
People may disagree. I actually would love for you to disagree and tell me the right way you're supposed to navigate this. And I don't want y'all to hear like, I don't want to hear like, oh, everyone's beautiful in their own way. Yes. And we all understand that.
I don't, but I'm on your side.
You for real? You don't understand that?
Yeah. If we're going off looks, no. Mm-mm. Nah. That's like saying all babies is cute. Mm-mm. Not happening.
In their own way.
Just one-on-one?
Yeah, like uniquely,
Okay.
like you are uniquely beautiful
Ugly.
for something.
Okay. All right.
But that is not to say that we don't understand that there is like a difference in attractiveness. Now, speaking of that, we're talking about like telling the truth. And I prefer to tell the truth all the time. And I know we've talked about this before.
Did this person actually come in looking for like, say I look?
I wasn't there. This was via text message.
Okay.
This is via text message, and someone was basically saying like, this person fished for a compliment. I don't know what to do with it. I don't think I responded well. And they didn't respond well. They basically just ignored that. And that is another, like, that must be tough. Like, on the other side of that. Gotta be tough.
Crying in their car?
Yeah. But it did start an interesting conversation where I was like, I prefer to be honest. I don't love lying to people. So, like, giving something that's not a lie and also isn't you telling the outward truth feels better. And there was an argument that, like, lying is okay. They brought up how they lie to their wife a lot.
No. Why are they married?
Because they're great. The wife
Because
great.
of lies, though?
So the way that this went,
I gotta hear this.
they asked me, like, what do you mean you don't like to lie, like at all? And I was like, if I can possibly not lie, and I know that that's not possible. It's not real to never lie again. But like the least I can is what I'm aiming for at all times. And he was like, are you telling me that like if your wife came out and she's wearing a thing and she asked, do I look good in this? Do you say no? And I'm like, yes. Yeah.
Now, that line in that situation, I feel like you hate her.
Can you unpack that with more words?
So if she's coming to you, do I look ugly in this? One, she thinks she looks ugly in it. If you also think she looks ugly in it and you tell her, no, wear that, why do you hate her so much? Like, why would you send her out in that knowing you don't like what she got on and she possibly don't like what she also have on? So she need another opinion. Mm-hmm. That doesn't make sense to lie there at all.
Yeah. I don't want to say it doesn't make sense. I think it fails. And this was part of the conversation that we had, being that this man genuinely believes that he's doing her a favor. He's saying that they're going to have a better day. In his mind, this is going to lead to a better day. It's not going to hurt her feelings. She's sensitive. And she wants to hear that he thinks she looks pretty. And my argument to him, and I think that's a good argument, you are under the impression that she only asked you that question because she wants to hear you say, like, oh, sweetie, you're pretty. My argument to him was that is not what she wants. She wants you to genuinely think that she looks pretty. Like, she doesn't want to just hear you say it. She wants you to say it because you genuinely believe it.
Yeah.
And you are robbing her of that. You're stealing that. You don't give any feedback for how she could actually make you feel that way. You just let her walk around thinking that you feel that way and not.
And wait, and this nigga think that's common?
Oh, yeah. And in that conversation, it was common. There were multiple people who were feeling that way. And I was the only one basically telling him, like, bro, you need to tell your wife the truth, man.
That's crazy because I was just, timing is weird. I was just at the barbershop Saturday. And my barber was talking. And my barber said his girl came out and said, do I look fat in this? And he was like, come on, you know you look fat in that. Change that light. Go wear something else. Now, I feel like that is harsh as fuck to say.
Yeah.
But to be able to be honest with her, I'm assuming they got that jokey type relationship. She changed. Like, sometimes that's what people need, right?
Nah.
Not in a harsh way. Like,
so there was a piece of this conversation that went, interestingly, the guy who was making the argument that he should be lying also said that you can tell the truth as long as you say it right. Like, it's all about the way that you say things. And my argument was basically what you're saying. Like, you're playing both sides of the fence here. Basically what you're saying is it's all about the way that you say it, and you could tell her the truth. It's just you don't want to put in the effort to get good at telling her the truth, so you just lie because it's easier. Like, if it is just the way that you tell it, which I do think it matters. Like, the way that you tell someone definitely matters. Saying, yeah, you do look fat in this is insane.
I agree.
Like it doesn't fit. It doesn't fit your body the best out of all the things that you have. Is that a better way to say that?
Yes. Now, but what if she said, "Do I look fat in this?" And I say, "Yes, you look fat in that." Nah,
you're
no. That's kind of no. That's not crazy.
Oh, that's crazy.
No.
You gotta stop. That's crazy.
No. It sounds no. I think it's crazier. I don't want to call it crazy. I think it's like, how do I look in this? You look fat as fuck. That's wild.
Yeah.
Now, do I look fat in this? Yeah, you do.
No, man. No.
I can now listen. I want you to know I can see crazy. How that is rude or
that's
whatever.
That's crazy, bro.
But saying yes to a question you asked me, I don't think is crazy when you put it like that. Is there better things you can say? Yes, but you're not in the wrong for just simply saying yeah.
No one said that you're in the wrong, but you definitely are. That's crazy, bro. Like you're showing very little empathy here. You don't want that. You know not to say that. You know.
But saying yes should not be a problem.
He was like, you like, no, babe, be for real. I ain't got shrimp, do I? And she's like, actually, yeah. You look mad small today.
No,
You look bad.
see, that's taking it overboard. She getting even.
That's the
All I
same
said-
thing.
no,
That's the same thing.
No, I said yes. Yes. Just saying yes is not crazy.
No, it is.
No,
It is. I look shrimp today, man. Yeah.
All right, okay.
Take them gray sweats off.
Okay, let's rephrase this. It's not crazy. It's just such a sensitive topic.
No, that's crazy, bro. I don't think there's a way around it. Like that's crazy.
So you can't just
It's
say
crazy. It's crazy to respond that way.
You can't say yes.
Be softer, man. Be softer. You can be softer. Be softer.
You looking a little heavy in that.
You got to find a better way, bro. You got to find a better way than that.
Okay. Yeah, just like this.
What do you want me to say? Baby, what do you want me to say?
You see it too, right? That's right. You came out here. No, okay. There is a nicer way to say that shit. For
No,
sure.
and because there's a nicer way to say it, probably look for the nicer way to say it, right? Especially if you love this person and you don't want to hurt them.
Uh-huh.
And that makes sense to me. But not telling the truth doesn't.
Yeah.
Especially, let me tell you the wildest part. I know that I have an argumentative nature, and I know that I care to argue to be understood more than people care to understand. Like, they don't want to devote as much time to this as I do.
Yeah, I'm not that interested.
For the most part. This one, I felt like I have to have this conversation with you. He said, I'm more likely to tell everyone the truth except for my wife. Like, she's the only one that I'm willing to lie to save her feelings. I was like, oh man, that makes me sad. Like, you just lie to your wife more than it should be the opposite. Like, you should be telling your wife the truth. You should have such a relationship with your wife where, you tell her the truth.
You can't say his honest opinion at home.
Right.
Yeah, for real. No.
What I was trying to get him to understand, because I said something similar to that, and he was like, well, we're just married to different people. And that's facts. But we just are different people as well. Like, I'm not comfortable being in a relationship with someone if I just always have to lie to you.
Yeah, that's a bozo.
And I said to him, I was like, your wife probably wants you to tell her the truth. Like, she probably wants you, because the one that he said, I just lied to my wife last night. She made some rice. It was hard. And I said, oh, it's delicious, babe. It's like, why? Why wouldn't you tell her that the rice is hard?
Now, what if she's going to just keep cooking this hard-ass fucking rice and you about to just be suffering?
And how fucking wild is it that, let's say they have a long life together and she keeps wearing this thing that she is certain that he thinks she looks fine in.
Yeah, what is his rebuttal to that?
He was like, well, you do make a good point, and I'll take that into consideration. It's like, yeah, bro, she genuinely wants to know. She only cares about how you feel about her.
And then I just don't see how that doesn't click, because, like, let's say she doesn't look good in that and you don't like that and you tell her. Guess what? She's not wearing it again, bro. Now she got a wardrobe full of shit you love to see her in. Like, I don't see how that doesn't just, like, click in their head, though. That's, hey, different breed, bro.
I'll tell you why. They genuinely like lying more. Like, lying is just easy to them. Like, they don't have any qualms about it. They are, like, self-justified to lie. So when they lie, it doesn't feel wrong. Like, they don't have that. The way that when you lie, you're like, oh, I'm not gaining the thing that I want out of this. They don't feel that. They're just like, yep, no one got argued with today.
Yep, just trying to
I did a
keep the
good
peace.
thing. Yeah, I did a good thing. It's like, damn, bro, she's over there believing something about you. Someone that she loves, and you actually don't believe that at all. That's tough, man.
No, it is. I want to know how common it is, though.
It's surprisingly common. I think you should ask the people that you work with.
I'm going to keep it a bean. Off knowing how two of them are with their wives, I know for a fact two of them probably do not lie to them. One is a maybe, just to spare their feelings part, but the other one for sure is not lying. Like, he always comes in and talk about how they had an argument because he said dinner was shit. Like, he said he ate like 2 hot dogs.
So he's on the other side.
Yeah, he ate like 2 hot dogs or something. He said, yeah, I wasn't really impressed with dinner tonight. Do better. And that's kind of crazy to say, but I love the honesty, though. Like, I fuck with that.
Yeah, he's on the other side. It's always better. It's nicer in the middle. It is more proper in the middle.
Do you think the ones who do lie cheat?
I don't know. I'm sure that there are honest men out here, people who tell the truth out here that are just lying about cheating, and I'm sure there's, niggas who don't lie. Like, I don't think that guy's a bad guy. I just think that he's going about things like, it's very difficult for me to say this, and I know that it's not necessarily true, but I think he's going about it the objectively wrong way. Because she is asking you. She wants something, and he is misunderstanding what she wants. He thinks he's giving her what she wants. You want a day where your husband told you look pretty, and you want to feel like your husband, thinks you look pretty.
Not answering a literal question.
Yeah. But what she actually wants is for you to think she looks pretty. And here you are not giving her that. Or like if she cooks this meal, she wants to know if this tastes good or how to make it taste good. And you're basically robbing her of that.
So was there like a thing they all agreed like everyone should lie on in this situation?
No. But I was definitely alone in I would tell my wife she doesn't look good, which is crazy. And I gave them a scenario where it has happened. Like, my wife will sometimes come out and she's wearing a pair of her favorite pants and she's wearing one of her favorite shirts. Those two things don't go together. Like, there are plenty of times where she'll come out and regardless of where we're going, she'll be like, do I look good? And I'll be like, it depends. Are you going for you want to look snazzy right now, or are you going because this is what is comfortable? These are the pants that feel best on you. This is the shirt that feels best on you. I am never going to tell you to change because fuck your comfort.
Right.
Like, I'm never going to say that. But if you want to look like, you put that shit together today.
You put that shit on.
This isn't the outfit. Don't change if you weren't putting it on for that. But if that's what you're looking for, you missed the mark this time. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And it might not be the thing that you want to hear, but I'd rather hear it than walk out of here. Like, there have been times where I walked out not matching. And I get outside, and I see it in the sun, and I'm like, oh, shit, these shoes is not it for this. Now. And I wish that she would tell me, like, not those together. Yeah, not those together. Right?
Yeah.
Like, to me, that makes sense. I would rather be out here actually looking my best because you told me I didn't in the house.
Valid.
Than to be out here not looking my best because you were afraid to hurt my feelings.
No, that's valid.
Yeah. And I think she feels the same. And I think most people feel the same. And I am open to being wrong about that. I know that there have been times where I'm wrong about that. Some people just want to be lied to.
It feels good.
And they should find each other. Because that is a wild couple. I'm telling you right now, that is a wild couple, brother. That's a wild couple, man. That's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, you seen them. You know who I'm talking about.
You for sure.
You want to be lied to, and I want to do some lying. Man, y'all are going to make some great fantasy together. That's just not how I get down.
They should find each other.
They should, for real. This similar group of men, one of them, this is going to be wild. One of them pees sitting down.
I see that prison TikTok saying he went to prison, he peed sitting down, and he does it at home now from here on out. He said it's the cleanest thing possible to do.
That's facts. It is cleaner for sure.
But the man in me just said, I don't know.
Yeah, for some reason there's something very feminine about it. Like, I think there is something just intrinsically, like, it just feels feminine saying
it. Yeah. Like, even at work, like, does it matter where he's
I was shocked. That's what he was telling me.
Nah,
that's what
crazy.
He was telling me. He was telling me, damn, what were we talking about?
Like, nah, that's so.
Yeah, I can't remember what we were talking about, but he was like, oh, no, I sit down to pee. And he said it just matter of fact, like, I was like, yeah, man, but what about when you go take... That's what it was. He had them tie-up shorts under his work pants. And I'm like, oh, you a wild boy, bro. Like, what about when you got to take a piss? And he was like, oh, no, I just dropped trowel. And I'm like... To take a piss at a urinal? Dropping trowel at a urinal is insane.
No, he didn't mean that, right?
You are a different level.
Oh, he says that,
and he was
yeah.
like, "Oh no, I sit down," and I'm like, "I didn't think it could get any crazier than dropping trout at the urinal."
Yeah, that ain't my. I think it's at home cool. Do your thing, but public bathrooms is wild.
He
Dog,
said
wild.
he lines the toilet.
That's crazy to me.
I was like, bro, you're at like a 3-minute piss. you are taking the longest piss in TV history.
My goal is to touch nothing in here but
Facts.
this sink.
Yeah, we're in the minority with that.
He probably he don't piss in the woods. You know.
No, he probably do. He said, and this is so. There are like snapshots of this conversation that are hilarious to me, and I stored them because I was just dying laughing at them. There was one moment where he was like, "I mean, I can pee standing up." It's like, yeah, man, of course you can. Like, of course.
Is this a real man?
You're
Was he made in the lab or something?
like, of course you can.
That's how you learn.
Because I think somebody asked a similar question, like, what about when you're da-da-da-da-da? And he's like, well, I can pee standing up. It's like,
Did you ask
if
him?
I gotta.
Did you ask him why? Like,
No, he just said it's more comfortable. He was like, it's more comfortable. Like, you sit down, you don't got to worry about somebody walking behind you, which is facts. And he said it's literally more, standing is not as comfortable as sitting, which is facts.
but I just don't understand the walking behind you. You can still stand up and piss in the urine or the stall.
Yeah.
Like walking behind you ain't a thing. Like that's
Well, I mean, that's one way to guarantee it more.
yeah. Nah,
Look, hey,
that's different.
now what is interesting is there is someone who I have some pretty frequent conversations with, similar to these pod conversations, and sometimes about the pod. And they were arguing that like they want to kill the stigma. They want to combat the stigma of sitting down to pee is like in some way feminine. I think there's an argument here. And the argument isn't a great argument,
Okay.
but it is an argument. I think we all know that is some feminine shit to do. Like, there is a natural reaction.
Because it's very common. Like what? If not 100%, more than 90% of the women pee sitting down.
Sure.
More than 90% of the men who don't have a disability pee standing up.
Sure.
So wouldn't that automatically make it feminine to do?
Now, maybe. All I'm saying is we all know in our hearts that when someone tells you, and they're a man who you see walking around all the time, they tell you, oh, I only piss sitting down. Like, everyone knows that there is a, like, it's impossible that there isn't a, okay.
Yeah.
Knowing that and still doing it in public and also defending it in public, there's some masculinity to that. Like, you are openly subjecting yourself to criticism.
Yes.
In this way.
But change the stigma for what though? Like I feel like that belongs to
Because it's actually better.
Yeah.
Like, if it is actually cleaner, like, bro, I don't know about you, but I actually close my toilet lid now when I flush.
Now,
Every time. I flush everyone's toilet when it's closed now. Like, I don't care where I'm going, that toilet has to be closed before I flush it. After we talked about it, and after I found out that it is actually nasty as fuck to flush your toilet with it open.
I can't imagine sitting. First off, I try not to use public restrooms.
Oh, yeah, I don't do
I
that.
can't imagine sitting down.
Now, there could easily be there could easily be exceptions to this.
I feel like, okay.
And that would be one of them. Like, to me, I don't want to touch anything that has had any of these weirdos' asses on it. Like, I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't want to touch anything in here. Public bathrooms are like,
Disgusting.
they are, yeah,
And then
they're one of the worst places you can possibly be. It is, to me, it feels similar to just being inside a sewer. Like, you're basically
They all
inside a
have
sewer.
that same smell.
Yeah.
too. Yep.
So I agree with you here. But if that is the only place that you stand up pissing,
Yeah. Okay.
I don't think there's such a bad argument against that.
That's what I'm saying. At home, do your thing though. But at work,
Now, I understand what you're saying, and I agree with you here. Like, at work, that is here you are
A
taking
porta
all of
potty?
this time to
that's
take a piss when you could easily just walk in, stand 4 feet away, do your thug thizzle,
Yeah.
get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Sure. That argument, we agree. We can put that away. But why aren't you going to do it at home? Because I know you're not.
Oh, I've been standing and pissing for so long, man.
Yeah.
It's
The masculinity got you.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I'm okay with it though.
Yeah, you're team alpha.
Are you thinking about changing?
No.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think there's an argument for it. Unless I
Yeah,
break my leg and can't.
No, I can stay with one leg.
Yes. Yeah. Facts.
Like, that ain't enough.
Yeah, unless I break both of my legs and literally cannot stand up, I don't see a situation where I'm going to be pissing sitting down.
He said, "Of course I can pee standing up."
He's like, yeah, I can. Like I can. Like that shit got me, bro. I'm like, hold on, bro. Like, did you think anybody was questioning that? Like, we're talking about preference here.
Do you know what that makes me think of?
Huh.
Like he transitioned from a woman to man. Like I feel like that's the only time you can say something like that. But that's funny as fuck.
Yeah, no, that one caught me off guard, especially because it came soon after the person whose opinion I very much respect was basically saying, like, yeah, I want to change the stigma to this. And I'm thinking to myself, like, there's definitely a stigma.
Do we have girls?
I don't know how useful it is. I don't know how useful the stigma is. Like, what does it stop? What does it stop you from doing? Why is this so much more manly? There really isn't a reason, except for the fact that women can't do it as successfully as us. Like, that is the only reason that it would be masculine. It seems to be a useless one, but it's real, and I got it. It's real, I got it. I'm going to be standing pissing up until I can't anymore.
Do we have like daughters or something?
Which one? No,
The
honestly,
one who tried
neither,
to change the stigma.
neither of them have daughters, no.
Damn, I just made him curious about that. Like,
Yeah, hey,
the front runner of that shit. I didn't know that shit was a problem.
these motherfuckers, they like it. They like it, though, and they banging for it. And I think that is masculine as fuck. Banging for it is masculine as fuck because you're going to be met with, I would say, 98% or more of all of the men you're going to bring that up to are going to be like, what? Nigga, what? No. Yeah.
You're not lying.
Because of that, I think that takes, like, you got balls, bruh.
I don't even
You
think
got
I
balls.
can call somebody who does that though.
Huh?
I don't think I can even call somebody who sits down peeing and be willing to share.
Okay. Yeah.
Be willing to share. Like
Yeah.
they might be taking that shit to the grave.
And that's why it's mad. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why that is so manly to me. Like my man, and I'm telling you, there was probably a group of, 4 or 5 other people that weren't him, and he shared that, and I'm like, oh no, that's actually hard. Like that's fire that you could do that. Also, stand up, but like, get your ass up. Something else. I don't know if we actually talked about this before, but this came up a couple times this week for me. Sometimes the word tastes good doesn't mean the same thing. Like sometimes that's used to mean different things. Have we talked about that before?
No,
here?
we have not talked about it.
Something like chocolate tastes good is a different thing than saying like beer tastes good.
Facts. When you say beer tastes good, you're holding it to not like this is the best ever drink. You're holding it just to the taste of beer. Like there's levels to this. Like beer at max is probably a 0. It's probably a 0.9. That's all. That's how I see that. Because there's no way beer tastes good to you.
Right. Yes. Now, that is not to say that we genuinely don't think that you like the taste of beer. I think that you like the taste of beer. And I will often tell people, I don't think you like the taste of beer. And this is what I mean when I say that, because I know I just said the two opposite things, but this is why I say it like that. I think when you say something like beer tastes good, you are not saying the same thing as when you say something like that pizza tastes good. You don't ever have to try for certain things to taste good. There are certain things you will never need to try. I'm so glad that the guy was talking about beer that brought this up to me, because I said to him, it's not the same thing, and here's why. First time you had beer, you didn't think, beer.
Yeah.
You didn't.
You have to find one.
And I literally have never met a person who the first time they had beer, they said, can't
Yep.
wait for the next one.
Yep.
Ever. I've never known anyone. And that's typically because most of us try it early. I don't know about everyone. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this, but I tried beer for the first time when I was like 9 or 10 years old. I was begging to try it because everyone's having this drink, and I fucking love drinks. Like, everyone's having this drink that's around me. I want some. My uncle, I don't know if this is child abuse or what, but he may or may not have let me have a sip of it. It was horrible.
Horrible.
And I think everyone has had a similar experience, maybe not of age, but like a similar experience of, oh, this thing that I hear people talk about all the time, let me try it. Oh, fucking gross.
I still haven't had beer that tastes good.
That is not the case with apple juice. I'm not saying that everyone loves apple juice, but everyone who has ever liked apple juice liked it the first time.
Yep.
You had apple juice and you said, I would love for every time I take a sip of something to be apple juice. You don't have to convince yourself that it's good, or you don't have to add in the benefits of apple juice to enjoy apple juice the way
Right.
that you do beer. It's like, oh, if I drink this one on a specific type of day, with this specific, accompaniment and maybe a citrus something in it, then it'll taste better for what I'm getting for it because I'm gonna end up a little buzzed but not too drunk. All
Is
of
that
that.
that conversation with
What do you mean?
for the beer?
No, but that is how it goes though.
Yeah, with lime,
right?
salt. Yeah.
Like
yeah.
you add things to beer, and I think always with things like beer, coffee, alcohol, with all things like that, I think that you add in the effects of them to get your overall enjoyment. Your overall enjoyment does not end with the flavor of it, with the taste of it, which is why I categorize them as literally two different things.
I will argue you with coffee.
Talk to me.
Like if someone
Talk to me.
if someone never had a McDonald's frappe before, a coffee, and that's their first one.
Yeah, yeah.
That's just some heat. Just the flavor.
The coffee didn't do that, is what I'm saying to you. What I'm saying is the coffee is not the reason that tastes good. Because if you strip all of the things that aren't coffee and you just leave the coffee is not the thing that you're like, delicious. Again, this is something that I've never heard someone say. Like when someone tries black coffee for the first time, I know zero people who have said, yummy.
Yeah.
But all the other things that go into a frappe, that's not true. The first time a kid tries caramel, the first time a kid tries whipped cream, the first time a kid tries chocolate, yum. I would love for every single time I open my mouth, that happens. That's just not, you're not saying the same thing.
You onto something.
You're like, I think that they are categorically different, even though we use the same words. Some people will tell you like, oh no, black coffee actually tastes good to me now. So
Now.
the fact that you say now genuinely removes it from being in the same category.
But I never thought it was the same category ever, though. Like, automatically, like, okay, you're talking about, okay, it's a good beer for beer, not for drinks.
But that's not how they say it. People don't say, like, no, I like beer, for beer standards. People don't say that. And you will, like, when I have these conversations with people, I use the harsh terminology. I don't think you like that. Like, I will actually say, what was the last thing? Oh, oysters. I had oysters like a couple weeks ago. It's terrible. I don't believe people like that. And this is one of those things that I mean. You don't like that the same way that you like something like pizza. That's not, it does not taste good in the same way that we talk about tasting good. I think there is an objective taste good and there is a subjective taste good.
Now, why do you think it's different for oysters?
Because they're not good.
I agree with you.
On the list of things that taste good, they don't live there.
Now, you wouldn't put sushi up there, right?
I would, yeah.
That tastes good?
Right.
I know people who just think sushi does not taste good at all.
I agree with you. I don't think sushi has ever been good.
What?
Yeah. Now, I want you to know that that is not on the list of objectively bad things. So there are some things that people like and people don't like.
Yeah, beets is people don't like.
Some people don't like beets. But no, this is a some people don't like thing. That's not the same conversation we're having. I would like to make a distinction here. You good?
Okay.
All right. So sushi is actually a phenomenal one to go with, because there are some people who are open-minded. I'm one of these people. I am open-minded. I will allow anything to impress or fail me in being tasty.
Okay.
Obviously. Tried sushi. I've tried sushi probably 15 times. It has been tolerable 3 times. I never have had sushi where I was like, I cannot wait until this happens again. That's never happened to me before. I know that there are people who that has happened to them.
Me.
I know that, and I accept that. That's not the same. So that is a different thing. There are some things I would consider it a volatile food.
Okay.
You either like it or you dislike it.
Okay.
Hummus is one of them. Like, it's either good to you or it isn't good to you. Avocado, it's either good to you or it's not. Right?
Okay.
That's not the same thing that we're talking about when it comes to coffee or alcohol or beer. Those are things that people will keep doing because the benefits that you get that aren't the taste.
Okay, but what about oysters though? That's where you threw me off at.
Oh yeah, that's one of them. Like, that is like, I don't know this. I have not done the research, and I have not tried oysters enough to know. I haven't had these conversations with people.
Yeah.
I don't think you like that. I have never met somebody who said the first time I tried oysters, I liked it. That is something that you try to get good at liking. And if you have to try, it's different than tasting good. Because again, just think about the first time that you can remember having candy. Yeah. No one had to tell you to keep trying that.
Right.
Or the first time that you had candy corn.
Oh.
Right?
You fuck with candy corn, right?
No, I don't.
I do.
But the first time I had candy corn, it was noticeably different than the other candy.
I'll fuck with candy corn.
And even though you fuck with it, it was noticeably different from the other candy.
Yes, but I like it. I will.
Sure, yeah. That's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
All I'm saying is it was a different thing.
Okay.
And that different thing, you either like it or you dislike it. Chocolate, on the other hand, if you dislike it, you are in such the minority. You are in such the minority that your definition of good and not good is just different than everyone else's.
I disagree, because if we talk about dark chocolate,
yeah,
I don't get accustomed to it.
I don't love dark chocolate either. But that's not what I'm talking. That's almost never someone's first introduction to chocolate.
That's a mistake.
But if it was your first introduction,
You'll never eat chocolate again.
You might not have that same feeling about it.
You don't think so?
Because of the sweetness, like maybe you don't fuck with the bitter, and that makes it me neither. But like the first time you had a Hershey bar,
crazy.
I don't think I have ever heard of someone saying like, not really my vibe. Like, no, you loved it. You loved it and you wanted to do it again. And you probably became a fiend immediately. Like, that's why unhealthy food is so easy to sell, because it genuinely wins. Like, it just is good. It just tastes good. Bacon just tastes good, bro. Like, even vegans have the ability to say, like, yes, for the cause, can't be eating that shit. Is it delicious? No fucking question. That's why it wins. It wins because it's delicious.
Shout out to bacon.
That's not the same argument for alcohol. It wins because you get other benefits from it. Right. And to make it good, you have to mix shit that is good on its own with it. That's just not the same. We're not saying the same thing when we say it tastes good.
I agree. I totally agree.
This is something that I want to like pitch worldwide, because I don't like having a different conversation while using the same words.
Yeah. Like,
we're saying the same things and we don't mean that. One dude was saying that he prefers beer to food. Okay.
No, he doesn't.
That is a risk. Like, I know that you're gonna die.
No. That's crazy.
And here, look, maybe you do. Maybe you love it. Maybe you like being drunk so much, or you like being buzzed so much. Maybe beer has done so much for you, sure. But we're not saying the same thing when we talk about the taste of it. I was like, well, okay, I understand. I think that's crazy, but I understand. But like, food just tastes better than beer.
Easily.
Like, it just tastes better. I don't know how you can be where you are if food. And he was like, actually, I've had beer that tastes better than food. And I'm like, I hate to do this to you, but I think you're lying. I think you're lying to me. I don't think that's even possible, because the best food that you've ever had, it's not even close to the best beer that you've ever had. The best beer you've ever had is is shit in comparison.
Now, are you speaking from? Because what if it gives like the same feeling for them, like the same feeling they get from the best food they ever had is the same feeling they get from the best beer they ever had.
Yeah, that's possible.
It's hard for me to even put them because I had never had a good beer at all.
Mm-hmm.
So I had great food, and I'm sure everybody else had great food. But a beer, just finding anything the best ever, not when it comes to alcohol.
I am not here to say that that's not possible.
Uh-huh.
What I'm here to say is you're saying a different thing then. Your experience with beer may have been better, not because of the taste. Taste alone, beer can't hold a candle to, I don't know, something more. Cheesecake. I know that some people don't like cheesecake, but whatever it is, ice cream, whatever it is that you know just tastes good to this person, something that we all like tastes good to this person. There's no way you can tell me that this thing that just tastes good, it needs no help. The first time you had it, you loved it.
Ask them would they drink that same beer if it was an NA.
That means non-alcoholic for you normal people out there.
See if it has the same vibes.
Right. And I do think that adds into it. I do, and I completely understand it. I don't like the effects of alcohol, but I understand that people do. And that is one of the main selling points, if not the main selling point. You don't go back to whiskey because yummy.
Right.
You learn to not hate the taste of whiskey because of the other things that it brings you. How distinguished it makes you look. How cool it is to have to, go and look for it or figure out different ways to make it not taste terrible.
Yeah.
All of that adds into the experience of drinking it. But if you sit down with a bowl of nothing but vanilla or chocolate ice cream, that wins. Like, that just tastes good. And it doesn't need help doing it.
Yeah.
Doesn't need help at all. It's just good. Those are different words. Like, I know those are the same words, but you are not saying the same thing.
I got a guy I work with who always trying to get me to find a good beer, and I truly don't think it's possible.
It is. It just takes more work than it is ever going to be worth.
Alcohol doesn't taste good.
I couldn't agree with you more.
I tried multiple alcohol. Mixing a drink tastes the best. It ain't perfect, but it tastes the best for me.
Yeah.
I just can't imagine a beer that tastes good.
Yeah. So having this conversation and then you saying that makes it a little bit confusing, just because when you say the words taste good,
like,
we just ruined that phrase. Yes, you can find a beer that is tolerable for you to make it through half of it versus other beers that aren't. I have done it, and I'm probably further.
One?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, never.
I am probably further than you on the hating alcohol thing. You've been drunk before.
Yeah.
I've never been able to ingest that much alcohol ever. I've never even gotten close.
I'll get plastered.
I'll never. I can never get that far. But I can say there was probably a 2-year period where I was trying these craft beers because the rich people that I was around were like very much enjoying this craft beer journey that they were on, and they took me on it with them. And I've had at least 2 beers that were like, you know what? That was pretty fucking good. That was pretty fucking good.
Simium.
For beer.
Simium.
There has never been a beer that I was like, man, this or orange juice, never. Not a thing. Orange juice wins every fucking time.
Okay, I actually have a drink that I will be like,
That's wild to me.
No, it doesn't taste like alcohol. So I feel like
I doubt that.
That's against that.
Go ahead. Yeah, I doubt that.
But it's blue. I don't know what the fuck it's called. I just had my lady make it or order it for me. But yeah, that shit takes like, that's probably one of the times I got drunk. Just did not taste the alcohol at all.
Yeah.
And yeah, didn't even realize I was drinking.
That has never happened for me. If there's alcohol in it, it tastes more like even if you drown it, even if you drown it in all the other shit that tastes great, you can tell that this isn't just the shit that tastes great. Like, and if you can't, I'm not getting the benefits of the alcohol. Like, I've never had a drink that I couldn't tell was alcohol that had enough alcohol for there to actually be alcohol in it.
Gotcha.
And when you can taste any alcohol, it's like, look, man, orange juice is better than this.
Facts.
Like, there's a reason that this screwdriver is mostly orange juice because it tastes good. That tastes
You fuck
good.
with screwdrivers?
No, I don't.
I fuck with
I fuck with screwdrivers. Hold the alcohol.
Okay. Yeah.
Like, keep the alcohol is great. My favorite thing is mimosas without the champagne, my nigga. It's fucking top tier. Give me that all brunch, bottomless, daddy.
I don't like mimosas though. Nah, fuck that.
No, me neither. Just give
I'm
me that
with
shit
you,
without
though.
the champagne.
Like, I don't even want to try it with the champagne. The champagne ain't good to me at all. Or
None of that shit.
Let me rephrase that. Champagne, I can't tolerate it. Like, I can't finish that.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. But I'm surprised. Like, I can't make. I'm sipping the beer, and after that first, yeah, I'm good. I'm good on this.
Yeah, the furthest I've ever gotten is like a half a beer.
I want you, if you remember,
Because
want you to
the ones that don't taste as bad, they don't really taste like beer. They taste like other shit, and it is literally just like black coffee. Like, here you are drinking this thing that doesn't taste good, but it's like, for what it is, this is like, and you're acquiring a taste.
Yeah.
I've acquired a taste for those dark beers,
and that's what they say.
and it is literally just like coffee. Like, I can also drink coffee that just has sugar in it.
Yeah, don't send me that record.
It's not good.
Yeah.
It's not good.
I
It's
can't
just
do black coffee. I just rather not have coffee at all.
it doesn't taste good. It just tastes good.
Frappe me. That's
It's
it.
different. Yeah, fam. I couldn't agree with you more, man. I want things that taste good. I don't want things that taste good. You smell me? Like, I don't get enough out of the caffeine to juice myself up on this chewing cigarettes. That's what it tastes like to me. Like, black coffee is the same as just chewing on a cigarette.
That means you hate yourself if you drink black coffee. No, for real.
I think the last thing that I wanted to get to today, because we talked about, I don't remember which episode, if it was the last episode or the one before it, we talked about outgrowing family. That one got some pretty good reviews. People liked that conversation, and people liked talking about or hearing about how that might affect one. And I think there's something interesting in there that we kind of left on the table. From the perspective of someone who is outgrowing their family, I think, and even not just outgrowing your family, but just like succeeding in any way. Like succeeding past what was expected of you, or succeeding past people that you've known, or any amount of success. I think it's important to acknowledge the luck in it. I knew you would disagree with this.
Nah. I don't think luck exists.
Huh?
Nah. Luck is just for people who don't work hard, bro.
Yeah, no, that's just not true. Yeah, that's just not true.
Okay.
There is some unwarranted fortune in every successful person's past. Every person who has ever been successful, they have had some fortune that they did not earn.
Luck is like hitting the lottery to me.
Yeah. You hit the lottery on your job, my nigga.
How, though?
What do you mean, how?
How?
Like, this opportunity was not one that had to be there for you.
I don't think that opportunity was always there. I just had to apply.
I doubt that. I doubt that the opportunity was always there.
Why?
First off, the company hasn't always existed, right?
I'm talking about the field. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah, the field has always existed,
Yeah.
sure. But that's just not how it works, though. Like, you could be in this same field with a company that doesn't give you the same tools. You could, the same as me.
Okay.
Like, landing the jobs that we landed, we got fortunate, man. You could be working for a different company that does not offer you the same freedoms. Like, that's a real possibility.
Yeah.
And the
I was at one of them
relationships,
companies too. So
the relationships that you got, they just happen to be these people. It wasn't that like they had to be. It wasn't, you applying yourself had nothing to do with it. The network that I've made, bro, I just got lucky. Like, can we be honest about that? Like, there is some luck.
that's hard for me to accept. Like, niggas don't work hard.
No, for sure. Some niggas don't work hard.
No,
sure.
I'm saying, like, I feel like if we didn't put boots on the ground, like, we just wouldn't be in this position.
Facts.
Like,
I'm not taking away. See, I don't want you to think that me saying that it is important to acknowledge the luck in your success. I don't think that is. I don't want you to take that as me saying ignore the fact that you did work to get here.
Okay. This is how I gotta look at this. Hitting the lottery is luck. We can agree on that. And the bare minimum you have to do is just buy a ticket. Correct?
Sure.
What's the bare minimum you have to do to be in your position?
My position?
Apply for a job? What?
My position literally took luck. Like, I don't know a better way. I cannot tell you how I could have possibly gotten this job if I wasn't lucky. Like, that is the only way that this works.
So for me, I just applied, okay?
Yeah.
So I feel like my connections came from hard work.
Okay.
I can't say luck.
I wish you could see.
I feel like it's disrespectful.
I wish you could see how that's not the case. Like, the last place that you worked did the same thing. Like, y'all did the same. You did the same work, but and you didn't work any less hard. Your hard work just didn't pay the same. Like, your hard work didn't pay with a relationship with people who could plug you in to all of this money and all of these different opportunities.
Now, but that's different because I worked. I was new starting in this field at my last company. Also, I didn't work there for that long, so who knows, like what that would have brought.
Why didn't you work there for that long?
They started shutting down, so that's why I had to look for something else. So I looked for another company, and I found this one.
But if they didn't start shutting down, like, you don't know if you would have ended up here,
right?
If you didn't have the fortune of having to, like, this particular job.
I don't know. I feel like that's a little disrespectful to say, though.
Yeah, I think that you're hearing me say that you can't acknowledge the hard work that you did. That's not what I'm saying. It's just that you're lucky to have found the people that you did find. That's all I'm saying. I think there's luck behind, if not all, almost all success stories. I think that there's some luck. Like, you got lucky that this person was looking for this at this point.
Okay.
There are plenty of people who would love to be in your position and are working their asses off. There are so many people who work their asses off and don't get the same opportunities. There are plenty of people who don't do shit and get better opportunities. I think that proves the luck of it. Like, the fact that there are rich kids who just grew up in situations that are better than the ones that we knew, that have way more opportunities. It has nothing to do with hard work. It's just, and maybe they work hard now, but the opportunities that they had nothing to do with hard work. They just got lucky and was born here. That happens a lot.
Now, you don't think their past generations is the reason they're in this position now, though?
Yeah.
And
you don't get to choose your past generations. That doesn't take work. That's just luck. You got lucky enough to be born into this family. That is just fortune that you didn't earn.
Okay. Yeah. So I was looking at it as like, okay, if I do work, set my daughter up for good.
Yep. She got lucky as fuck.
That I did the work.
Yes. She got so lucky to have been born to a man that does this.
Is there any luck without some type of work? Hard work?
Probably.
Like, let's say,
just like you were just saying, the lottery. Isn't that luck without hard work?
You have to buy the ticket.
That's not hard work, man. How much is a ticket? $2?
Okay.
It's not hard work.
Is there any luck without work?
Possibly. What is the point that you make there?
Because, like, I went, like, for my daughter's sake, it's not luck on her. It's like, that's just my work. Like, if I didn't do the work and then she got into a fortune, yeah, she got lucky. There wasn't no work done. Like, if she found some money, like,
yeah,
that's
so
luck.
You want to separate them completely, and my whole point is that I think it's important not to. I think it is important to acknowledge the fact that, like, your success is everyone else not being as far as you are isn't just because they suck. Like, you have some circumstances that you didn't earn that are fucking great.
Yeah.
Like, man, I'm glad that you got lucky in that way. But it is important to me, especially for judgments of other people's doings. Like, that is not all because they just are lazy.
Okay.
Like, they're trying. They just haven't been as lucky as us. There are hard workers that aren't in the positions that we're in.
So I gotta agree with you, because if it wasn't luck and somebody did exactly what I did, they'll be in the same position. So, like they say, it's not what you know, it's who you know.
Exactly.
So, okay.
And I think that's so true. I think that's so obviously true. Like, bro, we can't pretend that you didn't get lucky with, like, the links that you've gotten from
Facts.
people that you know.
And
you didn't earn that. Like, sure, you do work, which led you to meeting these people, but there are a couple of those that has the work that you do has nothing to do with the link that you made. It's just because who you knew.
Yeah.
And the same thing for me. The way that I got my job is because I just happened to be in a program that just happened to have a relationship with this place. I didn't know this was real. I wasn't working toward this at all. At all. I just ended up here.
Okay.
And I work to maintain. Like, obviously you have to do good work to keep success, to maintain the success.
Yep.
And that is something that I don't want to discount here. And I don't intend to discount that here. Like, your feeling toward the work that you do, that's real. Like, you do the work to maintain this level of success and possibly even progress on it.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that to have gotten here, you needed some luck. And you definitely did. And I think it's important, especially when we're having those conversations like we did a couple of weeks ago, where we're talking about how people seem to have stagnated from our perspective. Like, sometimes that stagnancy isn't just because of laziness. Like, sometimes that stagnancy is because they didn't get this. They just didn't know the same things that we lucked onto.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes you fall on some information that you had no idea was out there, and you get that information, and now you reap benefit from that.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
And
I even had a past conversation with somebody I work with, because same age group, and like he started helping with some side work, and he said he ain't never did no side work. He always looked for it, but just like the opportunity just didn't present itself. And it's like, I was in your position, so that's why I don't mind like helping you out. Like I even told, because I brought you out, I was like, I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. Like, I just knew a nigga who knew a nigga. Like, that's what it was. It's not that I do work hard though, but it's like, I'm only doing this because my dog knows somebody, like, and he put me on game. And
that's exactly, I think it is very important to acknowledge that part of it, because do you do work? Fuck yeah. But it never mattered. You did work before you knew a nigga who knew a nigga. So you did work then too. You've always been a hard worker. It has only paid the dividends that it's been paying for the last 5 years. And that's because you happen to have a fortune you didn't earn. Like, you just came across some information that just skyrocketed the success. Yeah. Hell yeah, that's fire. But also, you got to maintain it. Like, personally, you have to make sure that well keeps feeding you water.
Yeah.
Like, that's up to you. But to have found this well, like, we're not going to pretend that the other philosophy would be like, all you got to do, man, you just got to keep walking through these woods and chopping down forests, and you'll end up on that pond. It's like, not necessarily. You could easily miss the pond. We know people who miss their water.
And I used to be under that impression. You work hard, and that's what comes after it.
Yeah, and then you found a fucking waterfall.
So,
nigga, you found a waterfall. And I think that it would be disrespectful to the people who help you. It would be disrespectful to the people who don't end up in a similar position as you. And it would be disrespectful to your own work to ignore the help that you had, that you didn't necessarily earn. That's, to me, that is very important. And shout out to all the people who helped me get here, because it's a bunch of y'all.
No, shout out to you too, though, bro.
Facts, bro. I love you, man.
You put me on. Love you too, bro.
Yeah. So let us know how you feel about acknowledging the luck in your success. Let us know how you feel about things tasting good and things tasting good. And let us know how you feel about telling the truth and peeing sitting down. Let us know at The Overly Opinionated Pod on Instagram, at The OO Pod Boys on Twitter, or The Overly Opinionated Pod at gmail.com. For the geezers, we'll see y'all next Wednesday.